So, when are they gonna get married? Hey guys, what's up? It's Julie the Bibliophile here for day 5 of the Librarian's Valentines week, and today I am going to be talking about Eve and Flynn. Today's special guest is Evie the Lucky Evlynn bear. I made this bear at my school's holiday party in December, and I figured I had just the Lucky Cassandra bear, so why not have Eve the Lucky Evlynn bear? Mwah. She sure as hell did her job in season 3. So anyway, I remember I started shipping Eve and Flynn right away, like, to the point where I remember making comments about how it was, like, record-setting for me, how fast I started shipping them. I don't think it was in the first scene. I think it was as soon as they had that interaction of, "Don't tell me what to do," I was like, oh, this is gonna be something, isn't it? From there, they were just gorgeous, and then when they kissed, I'm like, wow, that's record-setting for a time of a ship getting together that was not previously established. I've talked about why I ship them in my, ships video, but I ship them because their love is unconditional. They make each other better, they accept each other for their flaws, and it's this epic love story of unconditional love. Eve and Flynn is honestly, I think, one of the most epic love stories I have ever encountered. And I think it's because you see them changing each other and you see the struggle of how in season 2 we have them fighting because Flynn really screwed up. And then in season 3 we have them fighting because Flynn screwed up, but not in the same way he did in season 2. And so in season 3, their fight becomes more about Eve's misunderstanding of him, and Eve has to learn. So what I love about their fights is that, like, there's no, like, huge one person is screwing up big time. While Flynn is screwing up by leaving, that's very morally gray because of his trust issues. So while Flynn has to learn to trust them and stay with them and learn to work as a team and learn to not run away, Eve has to learn how to understand him and how to speak to him. In season 1, Eve and Flynn are in the flirty stage. They haven't been officially dating yet, but they've kissed. They know they have feelings for each other. We can assume that in the time in between the 3 episodes that Flynn is in, that they have been meeting up, or, we know they've been texting. But by the way they flirt when he comes back in Apple of Discord, we can assume those texts were very suggestive, and or they've met up and done some things. Then season 2 starts, and they're in the honeymoon stage. Flynn just wants to kiss her all the time. She just wants to kiss him all the time. They're flirting over everything. In those first 2 episodes, it's like, damn, honeymoon stage Eve and Flynn. We're to the point when they're looking for the staff, and he, like, pulls her in and whispers Macbeth on the stage, and the face she makes. She's, like, all turned on. So then after this honeymoon stage in season 2, they fight. They have a big, huge fight at the beginning of season 2. He runs away, and then they break up. They do, like, not a full breakup. It's more than a fight, but not a total breakup either, I don't think. Like, I don't think it's a breakup to the point where either one of them would have started seeing someone else immediately. Then season 3 comes, and what's really interesting about season 3 is that there was less flirting. There was less flirting, less on-the-mouth kisses, less, general romantic Evlynn moments. But the thing is, the things we did get for them, we had the big, huge moments that we had, and then we had, like, little cheek kisses, little subtle things that weren't huge conversations. And I think what that shows for us is how serious their relationship has gotten. Like, when you see married couples or whatever, like, they're not, like, making out all the time or flirting all the time. Like, maybe they are, but not to the point that even Flynn were in the beginning of season 2. So where they are in season 3 and how much they're doing actually makes a lot of sense, because it's showing us how serious they are and where their relationship stands. And I think that's proven by the point that Flynn almost proposed. I'm still not over that, and so many people think that Flynn was going to tell her about the Eye of Ra in that scene and in the Eternal Question, but I still fully believe that Flynn was going to propose because he was talking to her in a playful manner, and I don't think he would have told her about the eye regardless because he knew she would try to stop him. Flynn did likely almost propose in season 3. We don't know for sure, but we can guess that Flynn was thinking about marrying her, and There stands the theory that Eve and Flynn are going to be the next Charlene and Judson. It's a theory that I really love, that I will talk about someday, and I think that would be so cute. Quickie headcanons for Eve and Flynn. My favorite songs for them are Stand By You by Rachel Platten and Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts. I have a ton of songs for Evlynn like Cassandra, but I think those two just describe their relationship so perfectly to the point where I'm squealing. And then, of course, my headcanon for their first dance wedding song has always been Love Me Tender by Elvis Presley, and I don't know why, but lately I have started to think about Bless the Broken Road as well, and I think either one of those would be a really great first dance for them. I've thought about them having kids. In fan fictions, when I write them having kids, I usually write them with a set of twins, one girl and one boy. Maggie after Flynn's mother, and William, I don't know why. Now I'm also sort of liking the idea of them having a daughter named Charlene. Like, how cute would that be? Like, if they named their daughter Charlie Carson? I've thought about them having other kids beside the twins, and while those are my headcanons for their kids, I don't know if in the canon show they would ever be a couple that has kids. Maybe, maybe not. I think if they did, maybe it would be unplanned, like maybe Eve gets pregnant and then they get married. I think maybe that's more in the cards for them than actually planning on getting pregnant, especially if they do become Charlene and Judson, because I think once they become immortal, they wouldn't have kids, because like then you're pretty much signing up to outlive your kids, and that's not a good thing. But anyway, with all that said, let's get into my top 10 Evlynn moments of all time. This list was so hard to rank. I had like 28 moments, I believe, and I narrowed it down and I had like 18. And I was like, okay, so like what do I do here? Number 10, I cheated a little bit and I combined 3 moments, and this is all their little flirting moments in season 1. So the first one that I'm talking about is in the deleted scene from And the Apple of Discord, when they're walking in the cave to find the dragons, and they're flirting, and Flynn mentions Simone, Eve's teasing him about it. It's really cute. We have the scene in Apple of Discord when they both get the apple and they're discussing like getting a penthouse together. And then my favorite of these 3 is In the Loom of Fate, when Eve's reading from the Enchanted Storybook to find the library, and Flynn's like just standing behind her, bumping her shoulder, teasing her. I love these moments because this was like when they're still in the flirting stage before they really got serious, just to see them tease each other and be so cutesy like that, which they do tend to be, which is so outside of their personalities and their characters, like, because Flynn's always so focused on his knowledge and Eve's like this tough person, but together they're like so flirty and so childlike and so playful, and I love that, and that's so evident in these flirting moments in season 1. Moment number 9 is also a cute little flirty thing from season 1. This is You Are Henge and Key from And the Crown of King Arthur. Now, there's a lot of moments like when Eve and Flynn have their first emotional discussion on the way to the Stonehenge, and Flynn's about to say to her, "You are," and then he's like, "Henge." But the moment that I love the most is when they're in the library and Eve comes up to him and convinces Flynn to stop looking for the library, to start focusing on getting the Serpent Brotherhood to stop putting Cal in the stone, and convinces him to keep going on even though he just lost the library. And it's such a beautiful moment because of like what Jenkins says to her beforehand. This is the first thing we see with the idea of the Guardian saving the librarian's soul. And this is really where we first see Eve and Flynn's connection, to the point where she's able to talk him down out of a hard spot. She's the only one who can do that, who can help quiet all his craziness, and she can get him seeing straight. And that's just such a beautiful part of their relationship. But my favorite part about this moment is Flynn saying, "You are Key," and then Eve just laughing and saying, "I'm Henge and Key," because we see how much Eve is into him at this point. That while you would expect a character like Eve from other stories to be like turned off by someone like Flynn, just to think he's weird, and even in other relationships that exist on TV where 2 characters like Eve and Flynn do form a relationship, it usually involves the character who's like Eve, you know, treating the character who's like Flynn, teasing them, saying they're weird, but you see Eve very charmed by this whole exchange and this whole idea of him calling her Henge and Key, and she laughs and smiles like he just said he loved her, and it's so sweet, and I love it so much. Number 8 is Flynn and Eve's Eve's bedroom scene from And the Fangs of Death. Number 8 is Flynn and Eve's bedroom scene from And the Fangs of Death. This is just so cute. I mean, the whole exchange where Charlene says, like, I assume you don't mind sharing a bed, and they're like, no, what? No, no, like, they don't want her to know that they're in a relationship, so they're just trying to hide the fact that they're comfortable with it, and they fail so badly. And then we had all speculated that Eve and Flynn had slept together before, but it wasn't necessarily canon, and then in this moment, you know, you see Eve wakes up, she's looking out at the mountain, wrapped in a sheet, Flynn comes behind her, and it's super cute. It's great for a lot of reasons, where we get to see them talking about going on vacation together. We really get to see them being in love, being domestic and in love, and Eve just kisses him on the cheek, and like he always does when she kisses him, he just closes his eyes and breathes her in like he stumbles. And then my favorite part about this is Goofy Flynn, gotta love it. He's like, oh, you know, we're supposed to be there at sunup, but the sun's not technically up yet, and they just go back to bed, and I just love it so much. Number 7 is from Season 1, Episode 5, and the Apple of Discord, again, and this is I'll Stay If You Stay. This is such a big thing for Flynn, because I think this is all part of Flynn's journey of learning to stay, where he wasn't going to. He was just going to leave Eve, not even have Eve or the Litz at all, and stay alone. And then in Season 1, he makes the choice for the first time that I'll stay if you stay, which, as we see in future seasons, is such a huge thing for him, and that's a difficult thing for him to do. But he's doing it for her, and I'll stay if you stay. I'll stay if you stay? It's so cute, and we just have them in this scene, and then Flynn leaves, and they get that big kiss, and Flynn leaves Eve this little flower. He leaves her the carnation that was on his jacket, and it's one of my favorite moments where we get to see, again, Eve swooning, and we see her pick up the flower and just turn it over on her fingers and smile. And again, this is a thing that I love about Evlynn, how Eve has like this tough girl facade, but when she's around Flynn, she's so swoony and so flirty, and she's just so like charmed and tickled by him. Number 6 is from Season 3, Episode 10, and the Revenge of Chaos, and this is the end scene where Eve says to Flynn, like, you're had years alone, you're gonna spend years adjusting to it, and I'm not okay with it, but I'm gonna accept it. And we're gonna accept each other for our flaws. And it's so important, the culmination of all the struggles they've been through, like the peak of their journey. You can see they can move on to bigger and better things now. And then they're on the stairs and they're flirting. Like, we get flirty Evlynn back, and Eve's like, oh, you're lucky, I don't have any flaws. And then, like, Flynn's just, like, blowing bubbles, and, like, Eve pops them, and it's so cute, and I just love it for so many reasons. Mainly the deep reason of saying, like, I accept this, and we need to accept each other, and that's kind of like the heart of the ship. It's part of the heart of the ship, but then the cute popping bubbles, too. We were so blessed with this scene. Number 5 is a moment that I've talked about a lot. This is from Season 2, Episode 9, and the Happily Ever Afters, and this is Real Love is Hard. I'm not going to get much into this because I've talked about it in like so many other videos, but I love this moment. Real love is hard, it's risky, sometimes it breaks your heart, but you have to take that risk, because that's what's real. Number 4 is from Season 2, Episode 10, and the Final Curtain, and this is Kissing You is exactly how I'd want to spend eternity. God, Flynn! Why is it that every time Flynn says something super romantic to Eve, it's like the equivalent of a marriage proposal or wedding vows? Kissing you is exactly how I'd want to spend eternity. And we see Eve have that moment, that face on her of like, oh my god, he loves me, like, oh my god, like, he loves me so much, and then they just kiss, and they have that beautiful kiss, and Flynn saying he's gonna stay. Oh my god. Number 3 is from Season 2, Episode 9 as well, and this is True Love's Kiss. Like, why do I need to explain why this is a favorite moment when they had True Love's Kiss? It's True Love's kiss, first of all, so they're true love. And then, you know, the factor of them pulling each other out of this storm, out of the fog that the spell was giving them. They're each other's ground and center of gravity, and they ground each other. And, like, it's so beautiful, and they're such soulmates. Number 2 is from season 3, episode 6, and the trial of a triangle, and this is Flynn's speech in the airport. I've talked about this moment so much in the romantic moments video, but oh my god. First of all, we get the glory of them, like, acting like a married couple. Like, oh, honey. It was so cute. They got to act like a married couple, and please, like, it has to be in their future, because they basically are at this point. And then they're having a fake fight, and then, you know, it evolves into a real fight. And that's just so crazy. I loved seeing that, and it had me on the edge of my seat, like, oh my god, oh no, this is a real fight now. And the interesting thing, we also got to find out about a lot of what they'd been doing together, the adventures they'd gone on together, like bathing on these beaches. And I think, well, Flynn goes into talking about their real relationship before Eve does, and Eve, I don't think, realizes that the acting part is over. And Eve kind of takes the acting too far, and because Flynn is so out of his mind at this moment, Flynn takes it as like a real thing, and Flynn is already struggling with believing that Eve loves him at this point. And so Flynn breaks, and you see that moment in Eve's face where Flynn says, well, maybe we shouldn't have started a relationship. And Eve's face, the camera shifts to her face, and you kind of see Eve realize, like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. He's not just being an asshole, like, something is wrong. Then he says, like, what do you want from me? And she says, like, I want you to be a hero. So you see, while Eve is still frustrated with him and still not quite getting, until later on in the episode, that the tough love is not going to work for him, we do see that, like, Eve, like, loves him so much, and then she says, well, how do you feel about me? And Flynn says his little thing, and what we find out in this scene, the things we get to find out are that A, they've been on these adventures together, also skin diving. B, he loved her from the moment he saw her. C, he loves her more than anyone he's ever known. D, he loves her more than learning itself. That's the big one. I love you more than learning itself. And that's so important because we know that learning is the most important thing in Flynn's life. To the point where, like, he can't survive without it. He can't focus without his books and his learning, and it's... but he loves Eve more than learning. Okay, now I'm gonna really quick list off all my honorable mentions. Their first exchange in season 1 when Eve gets to the library and Flynn's like, I don't need her, and don't come back, and Eve's screaming, don't tell me what to do, the moment I started shipping them. The other kiss in Trial of a Triangle, when they're on the plane about to go through the back door through the plane and they give each other that little reassuring kiss. When Flynn takes Eve up on the Statue of Liberty in season 2, episode 1. I have their kiss from season 2, episode 1, where Eve says, your friends needed you, I needed you, and kisses him, and he, like, flutters and stumbles. And finally, I have Flynn's letter from And the Fangs of Death. Okay, so that is it for today. Oh my god. I need them to get married. I need them to get married now. In the comments below, please let me know what your favorite moments for Eve and Flynn are. You can follow me on Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. All links are in the description. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow when we're talking about Charlene and Judson. Bye-bye, my lids. Love you.